That was not 15 minutes.
There was no way that was 15 minutes.
What is streaming and what are we doing for the community? I've got two people joining me on stage this morning. My name is Miss Moses. You may have seen me outside. I'm a little hard not to spot right now because of the pinkness of the hair. But this morning I'm joined by Rain, who you've seen on the normal stream, and by Raiden Harmann. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Rain, who's going to come and talk to you a little bit about what is streaming, how it all started, before we go into a bit more discussion on the vision and what's coming in the future. Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, how are you guys doing? All right, so I know this is being streamed to Twitch chat, so X up in Twitch chat, just for whatever reason, just don't spam it and make sure you're active because CCP is doing giveaways. But I'm going to talk about history of streamers. And I'm going to preface this with the fact that I know I've been streaming since July 2015, so this is just my perception of it, and it's probably not 100% accurate. So on the screen, I have what we call like the first streamers, or people who have been streaming, I would say, the longest. So the first name that comes to mind, Mad Annie. You guys probably all know Mad Annie. There's tons of talk about Mad Annie and him streaming BTAC R, things like that. So he's really one of the first streamers. And these streamers were, there's not a lot of big names now anymore, but they were a lot of like, the ones that were big names are still sort of around. So like Mad Annie, Opa, Marquis, Rushlock, etc. But then there's also, back then, like pre-2014, streamers were more like Intel cams. I know a lot of people would stream Station on Docks or stream local, but they wouldn't broadcast it to EVE. And that was when, especially with EVE Online, Twitch wasn't as popular. People didn't see the point of it. They thought it was just free intel for anyone to come and stream snipe or like drop on fleets, do this and that, like pretty much just intel gathering. So no, a lot of people were really, really against it. So people doing what like Mad Annie did, what Opa did, where it was like pretty, like either streaming a fight or pretty simple PvE high sec stuff was very easy to do, but not very engaging to some viewers or very consistent content. And then you have the next sort of what I would call maybe generation of streamers, and this was really the low sec streamers. So you have Squeebles, Fintaru, all these sort of big names. The YouHurt guys, I know a lot of people know of them, kind of coming together and streaming. That was streaming fights, streaming their content. They had the webcams, they were talking, interactive, and that was kind of the next generation of streamers, which was more of what I would say Twitch was about, because Twitch is really about that interaction. And so I have some pictures, some screenshots of people, and a lot of these guys are still around. So like Biohazard's here at Fanfest, if you guys ever wanted to meet him, and he still actively streams for Plus 10 Gaming. He doesn't stream his own content, he streams more of like the tournament scene. So usually he's kind of the guy behind the scenes as well as equalizers. And then same with Finn. So Fintaru is actually probably one of the greatest assets EVE has with Twitch, because a lot of people use Twitch, like I said earlier, intel gathering, so they'll stream snipe. Well, Finn, who knows the elements of EVE as well as Twitch admin, and Twitch rules are kind of iffy because stream sniping, they're very against it because it can lead to potentially harassment of a streamer, harassment of other people, stealing content if you're streaming someone else's stream, etc. But Finn has probably really helped the streaming community and kind of clarified those sort of blurred or gray lines. And so Finn, I always want to give him a shout out because he's really helped a lot of the streamers and what they do. And I know in some Discords, we always give him, or we always like will field things to him because he is admin. And then, so I know like Boki on here, he was a huge streamer. He's still active on Twitter, but a lot of these people, their real lives have taken over. They've lost interest in EVE. They're not really around that much anymore. And so then we go into like the more common like now streamers. So like I know Zarvok started in 2015, Bjorn started in 2015. You have all these people that you see today, the Streamfleet, people really active on Twitter. Almost like every day there's at least 20 or 30 people at a time streaming on Twitch. And so that was kind of what we have as being mainstream today. And so you can see the picture I guess I have here of like all these little boxes of people. And this was when streaming's like really more common now. Like a lot of alliances aren't afraid to have streamers in them. A lot of FCs will actually stream their own fleets and whatnot. Like you have Boat, Killaby, Avarin for Pandemic Horde. So this is where Twitch is now like extremely popular, but within EVE Online it's more popular and more sort of welcoming. So that's kind of my interpretation of the history of EVE Online and Twitch and kind of how it's evolved from like this sort of taboo, boring like intel thing to like now it's popular, it's fun. People love streaming these fights or streaming commentary, and it's actually really interesting because you can, if you want to know EVE Online or you want to show someone EVE Online, it's very easy instead of oh, hey, like, come watch over my shoulder at my home computer, you can show them a Twitch stream. There's probably almost at any given time people showing all aspects of EVE, whether it's like boring mining stuff, like people always call it high-sec Care Bears, or really like elite intel, like wormhole diving and all this other crazy shenanigans that people get into. And so now we're going to talk about Twitter, which is #Streamfleet. I don't know, we have been using it for quite a while, and I don't know if you guys know this, but you can search Twitter history. So on the far right, I actually looked at Streamfleet history, and I went all the way to the bottom. The very first one is Biohazard and Rushlock. And then apparently Elise Randolph in 2014 was not at Fanfest, but actually streaming, and he used the #Streamfleet. So I don't know if you guys know, but Elise Randolph used to stream. And so that was sort of the history of Streamfleet. And then on the left is actually when we started, I guess, formalizing Streamfleet. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, a lot of the streamers have adapted it. So this was from Marcus, and he said, like, hey, how do I get into streaming? I want to join the quote-unquote Streamfleet. And everyone was like, oh, Streamfleet, like that sounds really cool, almost like Tweetfleet, Streamfleet, like we have Fitfleet now. And so there I have Manic Velocity saying it is now a thing and then giving credit. And so that's really how we went from, I would say, like time 0 to now. And I'm going to pass the controls over to Raiden, who's going to talk about the last year of Streamfleet.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Raiden. I'm very nervous, so please bear with me. Right. Streamfleet, eh? Right. I used to watch a lot of... Thanks, dude. I used to watch a lot of Twitch. Watching Manic, Zarvox, B, Jizzy Boy. And I had an idea one day. I was like, why are all these guys doing different things? Why don't they all do something together? So I asked a few of them. And it was weird. I was an unknown. I was just a player who did nothing. I was a Care Bear, as proven by Ezekiel. And why would they listen to me? Why would these, effectively, EVE personalities listen to an unknown? If they did, though, they're crazy as I am. But we went for Twitch versus EVE. This was the 31st of March, 2017. I basically talked to all of them, and they all said, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's all get in a fleet and go and shoot nerds. Because we all like shooting nerds. It's fun. The thing with Twitch versus EVE, this was the first time, I think, that 50 streamers, because we didn't really have 50 streamers, but 50 streamers got together in one place, in effectively one stream, but everyone streamed it. And it also changed the way that CCP looked at streamers. It's a free advertising for them. It brings new people into the game we love, and we all like shooting newbies too. So, new nerds to kill. It's good. When we did Twitch versus EVE, we had over 30. We peaked at 3,700. 37,000 would be amazing, right? 3,700 people were watching. I don't know if any of you have watched Fanfest from home, but pretty much that's about what the Fanfest stream tends to get, about 3,000, 3,500. So for a player-driven streaming event, that's pretty good. We got a lot of guys and girls watching. We learned a lot from Twitch versus EVE. It was the first event. I personally learned a lot how to communicate with streamers. Some divas. I won't mention names. But CCP, they looked after us really well. They really looked after us. And CCP Guard is a fantastic supporter of Streamfleet. So is Falcon. They love what we do, and they will support us all the time. With Twitch versus EVE 1, they gave us a lot of plex and a lot of skins to give away. We paid players for killing us, which is odd. But we did it. We gave away 76 old plex that day. I think it was about 200 skins, a Titan. What else did we give away? It was a lot, dude. And it was really well received. I couldn't believe how well received it was, considering, remember the unknown idiot with an idea? Well, it really worked. And whilst we were planning this, there was a lot of communication between myself, the streamers, the FCs we had. Everyone wanted to talk to each other. And we had no real way of doing it at the beginning. We had an in-game chat channel, which about 5 or 6 people actually used. No one really communicated. And this is what I thought, we need better communication between us all, because we want to provide content for you guys. We want you guys to watch us. We want you guys to kill us, you know, or we want to kill you, more to the point. So the initial idea was, let's have a Discord so we can talk. And we got all the streamers to join this Discord for Twitch versus Eve. Then, afterwards, it became Streamfleet. Streamfleet was part of Evathon. Evathon was massive, huge. We raised 30, including the CCP donation, thank you CCP. We raised 35,000 for a very apt charity, which, thank you all for that. We were approached, well, I was approached, sorry, by Raiden Panda, because Evathon belongs to them. But we helped organize it. We had all the streamers in one place. This is the first time this was used outside of Twitch versus Eve. So everyone was in the right place. So we didn't have to private message everybody, things like that. We could literally just go, hey dudes, do you want to do this? And we did. It was cool. I keep reading up there, sorry dudes. But yes, this basically brought the community together. I think through Evathon, we actually realized what we can achieve together. That we raised a massive amount. So that brought us into a community now. That event and Twitch versus Eve started to bring out the event side of things. EVE Online's sister game, Valkyrie, they approached us just before they had a new release for custom matches. And they asked us if we would do a tournament to show how this works. So that's what we did. Valkyrie Custom Cup. It was really good fun because I'd played Valkyrie, I think, twice. So I was very new to the game. And the Valkyrie community are just like the EVE community. They are great. And they really got behind us. We had a great fun night. We raised $1,500 for charity, which was really good. It was for special effects. And they're a bit like cable gamers. So it was along the same theme as we had before. After the event, which hopefully some of you saw, we had really good constructive feedback. And it solidified that Streamfleet can do things. We can do events. We can organize things, and we can get content out to you guys to watch or even take part in. Event production was now proven, and the community started to get stronger. We have Equalizer, who does all of our videos and things. You'll see some of his videos soon. Ms. Moses joined us, and she has organized everything into nice little lines where I fly, what do you call it? I think too much. She puts it all into post-it notes and sticks it on the internet for me. So I'm a bit more organized, because I'm a bit scatterbrained at times, as you can tell by me mumbling. But now we have a strong team here. We've got Toxic, hello. And we now have Corky as well, hello. And these guys are effectively my interface to the streamers now. These guys, you'll see them in their chat, they mod, most of them. And they look after us all. The streamer death race. Now this was fun. I loved this because we scared the hell out of a lot of streamers. We took them out of their comfort zone, which was the best thing ever. But this came about through Bjorn B's chat. I was watching Bjorn, having fun as always, watching him fly around. And someone in his chat said, why don't you guys do a race? And me being me, who loves ideas, just went, that's a cracking idea. Let's have a race. But then the race evolved, and we scared the life out of them. To the fact that B can now mine, which is funny. Oh yes, and we also, with the death race, we needed marshallers to see where the streamers were along the race. And I thought, who in EVE can we talk to that we can trust and look after us? Because if I ask Goon Swarm, sorry Goons, to marshal some checkpoints with streamers approaching it, I don't think many streamers would have got very far. We'd have all died very quickly, and PL and everybody would have killed us. But Signal Cartel, they're not allowed to shoot us. What's the worst they can do? Snowballs. Brilliant. We'll do that. Signal Cartel were amazing. Really, really good. They provided loads of guys to just come and help out, and they really got into it. And Streamfleet, for the first time, instead of just using streamers and the mods and the Streamfleet staff, we now brought players into our events to help us, which is what we want to do. We want content for you guys. So Signal Cartel, their players got content out of an event we're doing. Not only could they watch or other players come and kill us, they were actually integral to the entire event, which I really liked. Yes, we learned a lot from this. I think we did a good job. I enjoyed myself, and hopefully you did. Twitch versus EVE 2. This was the annual, well, it's now annual. This was the second attempt at Twitch versus EVE, which was last Friday. That was good fun. It was good fun, dudes. I hope some of you saw it. I know a lot of people were watching. We went over 3,500 again, which is really good. And it just, I love stuff like this. I hope you guys like watching streamers, because I love them, and I want to improve all of them and get more of you watching them so more players come and see us. It's good. Yes, organising this was a lot easier. As you can tell, we're getting used to events. I'm not getting used to standing up here and speaking, but we're getting used to events, and all 50 of them in one fleet was awesome. Oh yeah. I think that's me done, isn't it? Oh, the video, yeah, sorry. We got a video. I'm sorry. We have a video. I'm going to leave the stage now. This is a video of the last 12 months of Streamfleet. And I'm going to hand you over to Miss Moses, who's going to talk to you about the future, which is very exciting.
We can do anything together if we just try. As long as we have our backs whenever our foes combine. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces.
Hello again. So Raiden's told you about what happened with streamers, how it all came about. Raiden has talked about how he envisions Streamfleet to go forward, about how his passion is for it. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about what the future is. So we sat down, and I came on board on Streamfleet when Raiden did the Custom Cup. So I'm an EVE Valkyrie player. That's my come back from. I've been playing EVE for about 8 years. When I say I've been playing EVE, I sit in station, I do my skills, I trade, and I don't undock very often. I did undock for Twitch versus EVE 2. That was down to this guy, so I did actually fly at that point. But I came on board through that, through Valkyrie. And we wanted to see how we could bring the community together, what could we do together. So we sat down as a group and said, what's our vision? And like Raiden said, I'm the organizer of the group. Yeah, I'm the one with the Post-it notes, I create all the Trello boards, all the plans, so I need to write these things down. He comes up with the ideas and do that. And what we said is we wanted to create a hub, a place where all of the content providers, so the streamers, and the viewers, you guys, could come together to understand what information was available, who was live, what did they do, and you could find your own content. We envisaged that we would do this through a central location, and the key thing is this is not a money-making venture. This is a community-driven event, something we do in our own spare time. None of us work for CCP. Okay, we're in black, we see the similarities, but we don't work for CCP. We're here to just help you guys out. So we came up with what was the vision. And this is what we did. We built our own in-game trailer. Hopefully it's going to play. I mean, there is no sound. It's not meant to have sound. Don't worry, it's fine. And we looked at how can we envisage this? How can we bring people together? What do we want to do? So we came up with the concept of streetfleet.org. Now, the biggest debate we had about everything that we were going to do over the last 4 or 5 months was what would the website name be? Okay, I'm not kidding. We wanted streamfleet.com. Okay, clearly, that's the one everybody knows. But somebody had it, and we contacted the guy to say, you know, can we buy this from you? And he was trying to hold us to ransom for quite a significant amount of money. And like we said, we're not a money-making venture, so we said no. So in the end, we ended up with streamfleet.org. Right? It's a long name. We know you have to type it. It's live. It works on mobiles, yeah. And it goes effectively live today. So we agreed upon this, and we had a long chat. There's a big team of people who are involved. Raiden's mentioned some of the guys who are sat down here now. We've got Manic over there, Toxic, and Corky. From our perspective, we've got Rain. She spoke earlier. She's a founder and advisor. We take everything through her about what we think we want to do. Raiden is the idea generator. He has things in his head, concepts. What is it he wants to talk about? How does he do it? And I'm there to help put it aside and put it together and make it a reality. Right? But there's also a whole group of people behind the scenes that you haven't met. Right? So Corky has just seen his title, which he didn't know before today. So welcome to our chief cheerleader. He's the guy who walked in and went, Streamfleet! So thank you, sir. Much appreciated. That guy, Toxic, he's our streamer liaison. Right? I don't know Eve that well. And apparently I can be a little bit too blunt when I talk to streamers. So Toxic does all the liaison work for us as well. We have EQ, who can't be here today, and I know he's at work, so he's not watching. A lot of the graphic works that we do, all the videos, the one you saw previously, the one you're going to see at the end, he puts that together. And he does it based on an idea. We say, we'd kind of like something that does this. He comes up with it, he sends it to us, and then reworks it about 10 times as we decide that isn't actually what we wanted. He's really patient, and we appreciate the work he does massively. Really, really good. All the icons and everything you're going to see on the website was done by Winter. So he's done some fantastic graphical support from her. The main icon we used was Streamfleet, the design. You see the logos that we have everywhere. That was down to Rix. Of course, who else were we going to turn to but Rix when we wanted to do something like this? And the website was built by Alderaan Moses. Now, there's a similarity. When I started playing Eve 8 years ago, I thought it'd be cute to have the same name as my husband in-game. You remember that WoW episode, Big Bang Theory episode years ago, when they sat down and they started getting the other people involved and said that the girlfriend wanted to play and said, oh, let's be cute, let's be a couple, everyone knows it. I was that girl player. And I did it. So he's sat at home right now. I think he's watching, maybe. So he did a lot of the web development. I'm really thankful for everything he's done because not only does he have, he deals with me in real life every day, you can imagine the conversations over the website. He keeps telling me my specifications are wrong, but hey, I don't believe him, right? So what did we do? As of today, we have an alpha release of the Streamfleet website. It's not got all the features we're planning to put in. It's our first attempt at doing this. The idea behind it is to give you some of the information about what you can find. And rather than doing a live demo, we took screenshots. Because this is what I do normally, and I get really paranoid when I start to use live demos, particularly on stream. So in the middle, you sign the idea about you'll find your content. So this is where all the stream providers are here. And it's not just streamers. It's artists, people who do graphic design work, people who do podcasts, people who are part of the community. You can go in here and you can search for what is the provider type you're looking for, what is the play style, and it will give you a list of all those people out there, links to their YouTubes, their Twitch, their Flickr accounts, anything that they've provided to us. So it's a starting point for what you want to do. The streamers are responsible for updating this information. So you see it's a live site, there's more information coming all the time. But the idea is that you can go and see what it is that you want to look for. Now, this is just one part of it. This is the first part. In addition, Raiden's mentioned we run events. Twitch versus Eve 2 is the most recent one. I'm not sure what our next one is yet. There'll be one in a couple of months, I'm sure, something coming out of here. We have our round table on Saturday afternoon. And we're actively looking for what is the content that you guys want to see. What are you interested in seeing from a streamer perspective and from a viewer perspective? When we did Twitch versus Eve on Friday night, the feedback we got from the streamers when we did the last one was fantastic. They're like, oh my God, we tried a different type of fleet. We loved it. We want to do this more. So we get a lot of engagement, but we want to see what it is you want to watch. At any one point in time, there can be 40, 50 streamers on Twitch streaming Eve, looking at content from just monitoring a citadel because a battle's coming in, through to talking about industry, looking at PvE, doing exploration, or just talking. So what is it you guys want? So we schedule these events. They will all be published. As you can see, the last one was here, Friday night. We didn't update the PowerPoint. There was a submission date. Couldn't cut it off in time. So we will put new events here. The streamers will have the ability to create their own events. So they can invite other people to do it. There'll be a news feed. You'll be able to subscribe to it. But these are features that are coming soon. And for the streamers, I said they can add their profiles, update their information, provide anything that is needed. And it's their way of communicating out to the world. Right? If you go and look at Twitch today, everybody uses the panels for information. But that information is not really searchable. When you go into Google and you search for the top 10 Eve streamers, you'll probably find a news article down at level 9 or 10. It'll always come with Twitch articles. You can't find these people easily. So the idea is to make this available for you all. So what are we doing at Fanfest? You might have seen right at the top of the stairs, there are 2 streamer locations. So CCP asked us, what do you want to do? And they came up with the concept of Streamfleet on tour. So this is the first stop. The idea is we'll go to each of the different locations. We'll have streamers live being able to do that. We have allocated slots for everybody. We had Zarvox and Bjorn with their 2-hour fleet yesterday. You may have seen Zarvox got quite enthusiastic. This is normal for him, and being stood to the side was fascinating to witness. Incredibly energetic and very tiring. I'm amazed he made it through to the end. We published on the website all the details about who's coming up. This was taken a few days ago, so it needs to be updated. And if you follow #Streamfleet on tour, you'll see, because we're announcing who's going live when, and the CCP channel is going to switch between them. So we have more coming up this afternoon. Rain is actually streaming with Sutonia later this afternoon, hopefully, depending on CCP schedule. We have Manic up next, I think. He's on at 2 or 3. So as of today, it's on alpha release. Right? It's new. There may well be bugs. Okay? We've tested it, but when more people use it, you can always find new bits of information. There are over 40 individual content providers. We're adding more information all the time, and the schedule is there. So as a viewer, what can you do to support the Streamfleet? We want you to encourage our content providers. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you enjoy. Work with the artists. If you've got some graphic work that needs doing, reach out to them. Everybody knows Rick's. Everybody knows his icon work. But who else is out there? Who else can you use? Maybe it's just for a piece of thing you're using at work. Maybe it's something for yourself. If you're interested in being a streamer yourself, come and talk to us. It's not scary. I stream badly, okay? There's a reason why I'm the organizer and not a streamer. I'm not good, and I don't know Eve. I can play Valkyrie, but I don't know Eve at all. But for streamers, watch them, join them, interact with them. Even if it's a streamer who's got 3 viewers, the difference it makes when you're in that chat with them, if you just say hi, ask them what they're doing. It's great. It encourages them. It makes them believe in what they're doing, they're enjoying it, and they can keep going forward. So the future. We're working on the next release of the website. We followed normal terminology. Beta release is coming. We're going to look at putting together an information pack for those who are new to streaming Eve. Put some videos together. Simple to use ones. What can be used? How do you get into it? How to deal with stream snipers. There's always a debate. Does it bring content or not? Should we allow it or not? Most people say, let's do it. We'll be planning the next race. We have a new streamer death race coming up. It's going to be a yearly event, Raiden? Yes, ma'am. A yearly event. But it will be different to the last one. So we're always looking for ideas around that. Twitch versus Eve is coming. Like we said at the round table, we want to define the events that you want to see. We want to look at having events on a frequent basis that you want to see, that you will enjoy, and encourages you to enjoy Eve Online as a game more. Our round table is on Saturday at 2, I think. 2 o'clock. So come and find us. If you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, we are just at the top of the stairs. We're there. If you want to get interested in streaming, you want to know more, come and talk to us. If you've got any ideas, any feedback, we are more than open to them. We take criticism well, despite what some people may think. So with that, I just want to thank you very much for your time. Leave you with one last video.